Okay. So if you're starting that play, if you're going to do the playlist with me, then let's go ahead and get it started. So you can go ahead and press play. And then I'm going to invite us to come and sit in child's pose, okay? And have your strap nearby, have your blocks nearby. If you have anything you need to let me know, just go ahead and throw it in the chat for sure. Child's pose isn't comfortable on your knees for any reason whatsoever. You can change it. You could lay on your back. You could sit. We're just looking for a quiet position where we can draw our senses inwards. Erica, are you watching today? Okay. All right. So child's pose, I love this pose because we can relax our face, right? So relax your shoulders, let your elbows drop to the earth, let your back body widen, and then relax your face. So we often have these masks that we wear around. We all do. It's very civilized and nice, but we also want to give ourselves the freedom to unmask, right? To feel that, I don't have to wear that smile or that pleasantry around anymore. I can let my face relax. I can let my jaw soften. So we start to shed, to create some space from the roles and responsibilities that we carry around with us, so that this is a space to let go of that, so that we can just be here for us. Take a few deep, slow breaths and create room for whatever is here for you today. You can imagine the beautiful white light around you, like a safe space right now, just for you from the rest of the world. Take another deep breath in and a little sigh out and let it go. And keeping your hips nice and heavy, take your hands a little further forward and just take some gentle side stretches. So walk your hands to the top right corner of your mat, pull your left hip back. And breathe into the ribs. When we create space in our physical body, that translates into creating space for our emotional body, our thoughts, our experience. Walk your hands back to the center and then over to the left side of your mat. Pull your right hip back and down. And after your next exhale, walk your hands back to center. Come on up onto your hands and to your knees and stretch one knee back at a time to release the backs of your legs. Make sure you've got your strap nearby. Curl your toes under and sit back onto the balls of your feet. Give your toes a little stretch. Anything going on in your foot, you can always straighten the feet. Otherwise, sit down here, just a nice little stretch for the toes. And then bring your hands onto your chest and let your right ear drop over to your right shoulder. Yeah, so it's just a nice little weight. Relax your jaw and very gently turn your chin down towards your shoulder and then back up nice and easy. And the left shoulder may want to pull forward a little bit, so keep it dropping back and down. Yeah, and one more breath. And then come on up. Right, if you need to come off your toes for a second, you can. Otherwise, hands, just reverse the placement of your hands and let your ear drop over to the left. Let the right shoulder draw back and down. Relax your jaw, and then you can explore some little gentle turns of your head. One more breath. Float the head on up. Come onto your hands and to your knees. Just tap out the tops of your feet for a moment. Okay, now this one's going to feel weird, but we never do this, so we should try it. Curl your toes under and then come on back onto the tops of your feet. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Oh, Lord. It's intense. If that feels like a little too much, you can put weight on your hands too and take it off. Otherwise, you're just kind of sitting on the tops of your feet. Oh, Lord. Like the little heels can beam back and the soles of your feet can soften. I know it's super weird, but the tops of our feet do get tight. They won't stay here long. Just one more breath. And then come on forward. Oh, give the feet a little pounding. Sit back onto your heels. So Vajrasana this time. So I'm just hugging everything in a little bit. We'll add a little bit more intentionality to the legs. So press the shins down. Almost imagine that you're going to sit up. So have that amount of pressing of the shins down as if you could lift your bum off your heels for a sec, but then don't. You can stay steady. But now the legs just have a little bit more active engagement. And then hands onto the chest again. This is a good one to do. We don't often do it. Take your chin up and to the right as you let your hands smooth down right in the space underneath your collarbone. And then jut your jaw forward. Ooh, like one of my students called this defiant turtle. So I'm just going to show you real close because this is stretching a muscle called platysma. It's in like the skin. It's the thing that goes like this. See that on like a swamp creature? You can just grab it. So this is good to do once in a while. Okay, bring it back. Change the crossing of your hands. Take your chin up to the left. Jut your jaw forward. It also starts to get a little bit into the scalenes, which get super tight. So drop your shoulder. This is the anti-swamp monster stretch. One more breath. Come on back. And now nice and gentle. Here's the thing. Keep your collarbones nice and broad and open and release your chin down towards your chest. The tendency is going to be to drop the chest. So actively think of inflating your pecs a little bit as you drop your chin down. You can stay right here. Gravity is enough. Or some of you might feel that this is nice to bring the hands to the top of the head. But rather than holding up the elbows to the side, let your elbows drop like there's little weights attached to them. And then mindfully draw your shoulders back and down. Gentle here. You don't have to be too crazy, right? And then last option is to bring the chin, like draw a little line from your chin over to your right shoulder. Oh my goodness. This is really nice to do at the end of the week. And then chin back to center and over to the other side. Keep relaxing your elbows, but drawing the shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw. So part of when we start to come into the neck and the throat, when we're doing a pose like shoulder stand in the yoga world, that is starting to bring some energy into the throat chakra, which one line of thinking goes is part of how we are expressive. It's our higher expression. So it's not just feeling in our body, but it's also how we bring that expression forth into the world. Right? So we refine our ability to speak our truth. Just maybe one more breath here. Chin back to center, gently let the head float up. Give yourself a really nice little turn, nice little wobble. Just last one here. Hold on to the strap. Bring the strap around your wrists. So I'm them around the wrist and turning my palms in. Slurp the ribs back. Anchor the sitting bones. And then draw the shoulders back and down. So rather than letting the shoulders drop forward. So here's what we tend to do. I take the arms back, I tip the shoulders forward. And what we're going to do here instead is draw the shoulders back and down and stretch the fingers towards the back end of our mat. And then against that, as the fingers move back, then pull the heart more forward and up. So a little baby back bend right in the upper back. Press your wrist into the strap. That helps to stretch through the front line of your arms, your biceps. Super nice. Take a nice big breath into your chest. And then let it go. Take your strap, put your strap and your blocks by the front of your mat so you can get to them. Come onto your hands into your knees. As you inhale, draw your heart forward and through. Drop your belly, open your heart, open your throat. As you exhale, tuck your chin around your spine. So just with a little bit more awareness into the placement of your head and your neck today, as you inhale, curl your sternum forward, let the spine follow, maybe lift your chin a bit more. As you exhale, chin to chest and round, and then continue at your own time. Yummy, yummy. You can close your eyes if you want to. It's funny, this is such a simple movement and it's so nourishing. Back to center, walk your knees back a couple of inches, curl your toes under, stretch your arms, come into your down dog. Bend your knees so you have lots of space. You can press back through one heel at a time. So let this be an invitation to feel into different parts of your body. So today we don't have to, do this right. We just have to feel. Take one more big breath. Sigh it out through your mouth. And then walk your feet forward towards your hands. Interlace your hands behind your back. If that doesn't feel nice, grab onto your strap. Soft elbows, lift your shoulders, and then start to stretch your arms towards straight up and overhead. Let your head drop. And have the sense here that as you lift your hands more up, so rather than coming all the way over your head, instead they're going more up towards the sky, the back of your neck can get a little bit longer. Yeah, bring the weight a little bit more into your toes. Yes. Charlie, that was a nice subtle adjustment. One more breath. Exhale, release your arms. Let them go down. Soften your knees. Tailbone down. Slowly roll up through your spine. Whoa. Once you get to the top, lift and roll your shoulders up, back, and down a couple of times. Unhinge your jaw. Inhaling in, take your arms up, hold on to your left wrist. Soften your knees. Take your tailbone down just a tiny bit more, and then lift and stretch up and over to the right. Lean into your left foot, playing here with your balance. You can take your right foot out to the right, sound like you're making a big C curve, right? And then you can play with floating that foot up. Finding a little bit more stability through your standing leg. Oh, come on back to center. Elbows release, knees release. Change the crossing of your hands, press up. Shift your hips now over to the right. Left toes can creep out to the left. Maybe they float. Can you keep your jaw soft, your throat soft? Whoa. Yay. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Let your head go. As you inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step your left leg back, lower your back knee down. Climb your hands onto your front thigh. Hug the outer hips in, reach the arms up. Smooth the front ribs in, and then lift nice and tall out of the sides of your waist, and then start to squeeze the inner thighs as you sink your hips forward. Draw the upper arm bones back just a tiny bit more to widen your chest. As you exhale, bring the fingertips to the floor. I'm going to bring my hands onto blocks just to give myself a little bit of height here. Again, hug the inner thighs in, slide the hips back, and then flex your front foot. Ooh, you walk your hands back if you need to. So rather than forward folding here, instead, find a little bit of lift. So as you press the hands down, there's just a little bit of lift through the pecs and the upper chest. As you press your front heel down, pull the outer right hip back in it. And spread the ball of the foot. One more breath. Shift on forward. Lift your back knee up and squeeze the inner thighs together and come onto your fingertips. Yeah, engage your core a little bit. And then from here, sweep the arms back behind you. You can either leave them free or interlace the hands, pull the hands back. So the shoulders are moving kind of up towards the sky and then sliding down your back as the heart reaches forward. Nice strong legs. Inhale in. Exhale. Release the hands, bring the fingertips to the floor or your blocks. Shift forward to step forward. Back to Uttanasana. Forward fold over your legs. My gosh, notice the difference between the sides of your body. Isn't that crazy? Interlace your hands the opposite way behind your back. Again, the elbows can stay soft. The palms do not have to touch. If you've got a lot of space in your shoulders, you may press the palms together, but keep a little bit of softness in your elbows and lift the shoulders up towards the sky. And then release the back of your neck. Right, really let your head go. Okay, release your hands. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, the right leg is going to step back. Lightly lower your back knee. Hug the inner legs. Come on up. And then siphon the navel in just a bit more. Reach the arms up. So now we're just going for length. Almost like you could from your hips. It's almost like my fingers have this big line of pull all the way down to my outer hips. And I'm lifting up through my outer hips, all the way through my outer arms and fingertips. And then start to sink the hips forward. And then keeping the floating ribs softening and smoothing into your body. And start to take the thumbs back a little bit more. Space, lots of space. One more breath. Float the hands on down. Hug the legs, slide your hips back. Press the front heel into the mat and pull it back towards you a little bit more. It's almost like the heart center starts to float. So from the stability of your pelvis, we find a little bit more space. Now just notice what's happening in your chin. Tuck the chin just a tiny bit. Yeah, tuck the chin even a little bit more, Melinda. Yeah, just so the back of the neck becomes very spacious. Nice toes. Everyone's toes are so awake. Look at those alive feet. Amazing. One more breath. Good. And then go ahead, shift forward again. Place the left foot down. Lift your right knee up. Squeeze the legs. Come onto your fingertips. Just finding a little space from the thigh, between the thigh and the belly wall. Power up your back leg. Sweep the fingers back. Option to interlace the hands. The opposite interlock that you did before. Move the shoulders to the sky and then down your back as you stretch the arms back and move your heart forward. One more breath. Release your hands. Bring the hands back down. Step forward back to the front of your mat. This time, let's bring the feet together and forward fold. Okay, sneak your hands around the back of your calves. So bring the hands or your forearms to the back of your calves. You might bend your knees a lot, hug the legs in. And now with your hands or your forearms, press your calves forward as you start to stretch your legs to straight. And release the back of your head. Your legs do not need to straighten all the way. Squeeze the legs in, press your calves into your hands into your calves. Release as you inhale. Bend your knees, sit down nice and low, grab onto your strap. Come into chair pose with your hands behind you. So again, put those wrists into your strap. Sit down, squeeze the inner legs together. Lengthen your tailbone down just so that you feel your navel lift, your belly wall kind of scoop in a bit. And then keeping the bottom ribs smoothing into your body. Again, stretch the fingers back. So we're finding this action in the shoulders, not just of taking the arm back, but of rolling the shoulder up, back, and down, right? And then stretching. Then as we do that, the armpit chest, the side boob, everybody moves forward and up. Okay. Squeeze the legs. Stretch your fingers. So create some space between your fingers. Yeah, one more breath. Take your hands out of the strap. Float your arms forward and up. Chair pose. And then as you exhale, fold over your legs. Release your head. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step your left leg back. Nice long stance. Turn your back heel onto its side, line up heel to arch. Bend your front knee to a square and come onto your fingertips for a moment. If you've got your hand on a block, move your block right next to your foot. If your fingertips are on the floor, then move your hand right next to your foot. Press your right knee into your right arm and pull the outer right hip back and then underneath you. Bring your left hand onto your hip. Turn your chest towards the left side of your mat. Take your left hand forward, straight out in front of you, and then plug your shoulder onto your back. Roll the bicep forward, roll the hand forward, then take your arm over your ear. Full Parshva Konasana. Keep pressing your knee into your arm. I like to scoop my tailbone, like pull the tailbone towards the back heel a little bit more. And then as I press into the back foot, lengthen through both sides of your waist. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Keep your front knee bent. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Oh my goodness. Straighten your right leg. Press into the big toe mound of your right foot. Pull the outer right hip back in and shift your hips. Trikonasana. Fingertips onto the block or onto your shin. And as you press your right big toe mound down, pull the right hip crease back and underneath you a little bit more. Take your top arm up, roll the bicep and the hand forward, and then take the arm over your ear. So you're getting longer through the sides of your waist. And then pull your front ribs in, but turn your chest open towards the sky. Nice big stretch. Look down, bend your front knee. Take both hands down to the floor. And then step back into downward facing dog. Like a little evening out here. Bend your knees, pull the tops of your thighs back and up. Good, Charlie. A little bit of a longer down dog stance for you, I think. So walk your feet back a bit more. That's it. Now just notice your head. Are you holding your head and your neck? We don't need to tuck the chin, but we want the head to be relaxed. Yeah, nice, April. Okay, walk your feet back to the front of your mat. Hands on blocks or shins. Inhale, halfway lift. This time we're going to exhale and step the right leg way back behind us. Turn the back heel on its side. Line up heel to arch. Fingertips are blocked to the outside of your left foot. Now press the knee into your arm. Press it into your arm. At the same time, pull the outer hip back and underneath you. Take your top hand to your hip, keeping the knee pressing into your arm. Now turn your chest open. Take your right arm forward. Plug the shoulder onto your back. Turn the bicep and the palm towards the front of your mat and then sweep it over your ear. And now as I scoop my tailbone, I get just a little bit more lift to the core of the body. Take that and extend that all the way out through your fingertips. At the same time, from your hip, press back into your back foot. So it's like you're pulling your body in two directions. This is why this pose is such an awesome stretch. One more breath. Keep your front knee bent. Rise up, warrior two. My meow meow. Straighten your left leg. Press into the big toe mound of your left foot. Slide your hips back and underneath you. Trikonasana. Again, spiral the top arm towards the nose and reach your arm up and over your ear. Make your armpit shy. So no splaying armpits. Wrap the arm down. And now find a little bit more as you pull the bottom hip back, then pull the left side of the rib cage towards the front of your mat. One more breath. Look down, bend your front knee, take the fingertips down to the floor. Press your palms, step back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, pull the tops of your thighs back. Inhale, come forward into plank. Knees down or up if you need a little bit more support. As you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Again, take the strap around your wrists. Turn the palms to face each other. Bring your forehead to the floor. Anchor your pelvis. Now here's that action. Lift the shoulders straight up towards the sky and then slide them down towards your heels. Then start to stretch your fingers. And as your fingers pull back, use that to pull your heart more forward and up and lift your chest. Stretch the toes back, roll the inner thighs to the sky and lift your legs. So the fingertips move back, but against that, I'm not actually going back. I'm actually using that to resist as I move more of my rib cage forward and up. Drop your chin, lengthen the back of your neck. One more breath. Exhale, lower down. Forehead to the floor. Take the strap, move it aside, hands underneath your shoulders. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Wow. Okay. Downward facing dog. Let's keep the hips nice and square. So feel the connection of your right inner thigh. Good. Soften your knees just a tiny bit. Yeah, Melinda, that's it. Yeah. And then stretch the right leg up and back. From the inner thigh, lift the right leg up. Good. As you exhale, draw the knee into your nose, straighten that top leg, straighten it, and then step the foot up by your right thumb. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Grab onto your strap, rise on up, high lunge. Bend your back knee for a moment. Take your strap around your wrists behind you and sit down nice and low. So you can almost use your strap to pull your bum down. Pull it down, sit down. Squeeze the inner legs together. And then keep the sitting bones moving down towards the earth as you start to stretch your back leg towards straight. And then go ahead, stretch your arms back. Here's that movement again through the shoulders. Draw the shoulders back and then down. And as you stretch your fingers back towards your back heel, start to move your heart more forward and up. And then rather than lifting your chin, I want you to tuck your chin into your throat a little bit more. As if you could like lengthen the tips of your ears diagonally up and back. Press down through your feet, lift up through your chest. One more breath. Release the strap. Float the arms up for just a moment so you have some freedom in your shoulders. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down onto your blocks, probably on their highest height. Squeeze the legs together, slide your hips back. Parsvottanasana. Press into the big toe mound of your right foot. Pull your outer right hip back and in. And now fire up your back leg a little bit more. So press into the big toe mound of your back leg to roll the left inner thigh back a tiny bit. Lengthen your chest forward. And then depending on the length of your arms and your hamstrings, you may start to walk your blocks forward or down or bring your hands a little lower. See if you can keep just a little brightness in the armpit chest area. So underneath the armpits, like little water wings, keep a little brightness there. One more breath. Exhale out, bend your right knee to a square. Come onto your fingertips. Option one, open twist. So you can keep your left hand under your left shoulder or bring your hands together in front of your heart, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, twist to the right. And as you pin the elbow and the knee together, pull the outer right hip back and underneath you. Press your palms and widen your chest. Then everybody power up the back leg a little bit more. You slide the shoulders away from your ears. Can you tuck your chin just a tiny bit and telescope out the back of your neck? Yeah, one more breath. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, untwist, bring your fingertips to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Take a moment and settle. And let's take this moment just to check in. Kind of like, all right, my body, my feelings, my thoughts. Nice and slow, lift the left leg up towards the sky, keeps nice and square. As you exhale, draw the knee into your nose and place the left foot by your left thumb. Your feet are hip distance apart, grab onto your strap, rise on up, high lunge. Bend your back knee first, take the strap behind you, wrist into strap. And go ahead and take the sitting bones down. Whoa. Get a little lower. And then keeping the sitting bones moving down, or as one of my teachers said, the buttocks flesh, the buttocks flesh. Start to stretch your back leg towards straight. From here, roll the shoulders back slightly down. Start to stretch the fingers back towards your back heel. Use that to move your heart more forward, up and in. And then tuck your chin. Pull the chin just slightly into your chest. It's like Jalandhara Bandha, right? We're kind of containing our own expressive energy. And then from the armpit chest, from the side boob, move forward and up. Press down into your feet, and from the power of your legs, find one more breath of lift through your heart. And then slowly release. Let the arms float up for a moment. Sweet, sweet freedom. And then go ahead and bring the fingertips down towards the earth. Bring them onto your blocks. Squeeze the inner thighs, slide the hips back. Parsvottanasana. Relax your face. And find just a little bit more intentionality in your front quad. So as you press down into the big toe mound, pull the muscles of the thigh up and squeeze the bone with your muscles. Pull the outer left hip a little bit more back and in. Tuck your chin a little bit, slide your shoulders away from your ears. These are like little tiny micro movements that help us bring ourselves more fully into the pose. So the detail helps us to arrive more in ourselves. One more breath. Bend your front knee, open twist or closed twist. Strong and stable through your legs. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Squeeze your outer hips in to find a little bit more stability. And then out of that stability, grow your spine forward. Draw your left shoulder blade onto your back. And again, telescope your neck. So tuck your chin just the tiniest little bit and get longer through the sides of your neck. Inhale, lengthen, press into your feet, twist as you exhale. Inhale, untwist, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, step back into plank. Lower your knees down, lower your pelvis down, slide your elbows forward so we're coming into Sphinx pose. Yep. And then stretch the toes back, roll the inner thighs up towards the sky, glue the thighs and the pelvis down. Scoop your tailbone a little bit more towards your heels so you feel your navel lift up to support your low back. Press the elbows down. Pull your heart forward and through. So here's that side chest moving forward, like I could slide it right through my biceps. And then lengthen the back of your neck and tuck your chin in just a tiny bit, right? And use that. It's like as I pull my chin in, it's a little bit like a horse with a bit, right? So I'm pulling back, and that actually gives me a little bit more power to pull my heart through. One more breath. And exhale. Press down through your elbows. Come onto your hands, your elbows and your knees, and then interlace your hands as if you were going to do headstand. So interlace all the way up into the webbing. You have the option to tuck the bottom pinky under and stack your wrists so they're not rolling in or out. Press strongly down through the outer edge of the blade of your hand and the blade of your forearm. Curl your toes under and then lift your hips up. Walk your toes in, bend your knees, press down through the elbows and lift up through the outer hips. Press down, and then release your head. So as you press through the elbows and the shoulders move away from your ears, the sides of your neck get longer. Good. Walk in as far as you can. Good, Charlie. Keep pulling your upper back in. So your head is off the floor for this one. We're not in headstand quite yet. Good. And then bring your feet together, squeeze your legs, lift your right leg slowly up. Slowly, it's just one sweep up and then slowly bring it down. Good, Soul. Try to keep that leg straight. And then the other leg up, slowly up with control. Straight up and down the whole way. And then slowly bring it down. Good. Lower your knees, sit on your heels, Vajrasana. Bring your hands together, one palm onto the other in your lap. And let the snow globe settle. So our yoga practice is not about suppressing or containing our feelings or being peaceful all the time. In fact, it's about creating and expanding this container so that we have space for all of the experience that comes in and out, to hold it with grace. So these little snow globe moments, what I call them, the settling allows us to, we are the space. We become the container to hold the experience. All right. So go ahead. We will take headstand. So you can either move your mat to the wall, or if you're content to do the prep pose and you want to, you can do it in the middle of the room, or you could just do it in the middle of the room if you feel like you can somersault out and don't have anything pointy or sharp around you. Okay. If you know it, go for it. Otherwise, I'll talk us through. Interlace your hands up to the webbing. Maybe take the other webbing, right? Create a little hamster in your palms. Place the elbows right underneath your shoulders. Press the blades of your elbows and the hands down. And then pause for a moment. Feel as you press through your elbows, you can get a little bit more connection to your shoulders. Bring the top of your head to the floor. And then press your elbows down to lift your hips. And right away from here, press your elbows down and float your head off the floor. So float your head up. So I want you to notice that you have the freedom here to support your weight with your forearms. And then the head just becomes a little balance point. Good. And then from there, pull your shoulders into your back. Keep lifting your shoulders up and walk your feet in as far as you can. Our hamstrings have been pretty warmed up, so you can do the straight leg version if you want. So Melinda, keep that top leg straight. Yeah, or pull it right into your belly. Yep. So you can either draw one knee into your chest or you can lift that leg straight up towards the sky. Remember, Lorraine, don't kick up. Lorraine, get a little further away from the wall. So get yourself a couple inches more. Once you're up, squeeze your legs. Squeeze your legs. Yeah, Melinda, bring your heels to the wall. Bring your heels to the wall, and now flex your feet. And try to pull your heels up the wall. Flex them, flex them, flex them, squeeze in, squeeze in. Lorraine, no jumping into headstand. Now you're in shoulder stand. No jump. Okay, just got to use your forearms a little bit more. All right, you guys. And then from here, when you're ready, yeah, Connie, that's it. Nice, Julia, nice control coming down. Good, Charlie. Next time you do this, you're good. But bring your elbows closer in. Okay, everybody, slowly come on down and sit. So snow globe, sit. With everything, right? So success, failure, comedy, tragedy, hold space for all of it. We'll do it one more time. You'll have another shot. Okay. All right. Go ahead again. So interlace your hands the opposite way. Yep. And then head to the floor. And then you have your choice if you draw your knee in, that's one way to get up, or if you stretch your leg up and straight. Nice, Soul. That was so pretty. Yeah, April. Beautiful. Nice control there. Yes, Melinda, squeeze your legs. Great. Good, Connie. Yep. Yeah, think about getting your butt to the wall. Lorraine, no kicking up into headstand. There's no kicking up, no jumping. Walk your feet much further in. So Lorraine, bring both feet down. Now walk in more and get your back to the wall. Now keep pressing through your elbows. You got to lift out of your neck. See how your chin is tucking? We can't have that. So if your chin rolls under, that means you need more shoulder work and more back work. So we don't want to tuck the chin when we do headstands. All right. So give it a try again and only walk in as far as you can. Okay. All right, Connie, I'm watching you one more time. Good. Walk in a tiny bit more. Connie, toes down. See if you can scoot in just a tiny bit more. Yeah. Now lift one leg up. There we go. Good. Hips to the wall, butt to the wall, butt to the wall, butt to the wall, butt to the wall. Yeah. That's it. I see you getting lighter. Bring yourself a couple inches further away from the wall. That'll actually give you a little bit more space to kind of go over yourself. So yeah, so back up from the wall a little bit. Okay. Lorraine, one more time. Let me just watch you do it. Guys, when you're ready. Now, Lorraine, bring your upper back in. So think about getting your hips to the wall, but taking your back away from the wall. Don't tuck your chin. Yes, now lift one leg up. One leg up. That's it. Stay. No hopping. Press through your elbows a lot and straighten your top leg. Straighten your top leg. Straighten it. I know. I'm so mean. Okay, come down as you're ready. Sit. Snow globe. Drop your shoulders. Okay. Let it settle. All right. Toes together, knees a little wider. Walk your hands back. Lift your pelvis up, lengthen the sides of, lengthen your thighs. So stretch through your knees. You can stay on your hands here. I'm stretching my quads. This is totally fine. I'm not dropping my head back. Okay. I'm tucking my chin in. If anything, I'm getting longer through the back of the neck. Some of you may be able to come down onto your elbows. I like to grab the sides of my mat. It's okay if your knees float a little bit as long as that feels okay. But then re-lengthen through the pelvis and through the thighs. Give your glutes a little bit of a squeeze. Ooh. One more breath. Press down through your hands. Lift your chest to come up. Give your head a little turn from side to side. All right. Swing the legs forward. Come to sit on your bum. Lay down on your back. Have yourself positioned right in the center of your mat and place your feet hip distance apart. Okay. From here, first make little robot arms. Robot arms. Now notice if you press your elbows down, everybody push your elbows into the floor and notice that lifts your shoulders up. So we don't want that. So press the top of your arm bone. Press that down into the floor and notice that your chest starts to lift. That armpit chest starts to move forward and through. So keep that, press the shoulders down. You're gonna feel a little lift through your sternum, anchor through your feet, and then lift your pelvis, right? Press the tops of the shoulders down and coil your chest up towards your chin. At the same time, press the back of your head down so you create some space in the back of your neck. And then use the power of your legs to lift your pelvis up. Lengthen your tailbone towards your knees, but then pull your sternum towards your face. One more breath. And then slowly exhale, lower all the way down. Take your hands onto your belly for a moment. Take a slow breath in. And let go. Bring your hands down, hold on to either side of your mat, just slightly different. Roll underneath. So kind of roll your hands under your mat and turn your biceps open. Press the tops of your shoulders down. Lift your chest, right? And then you can add a little pull on your mat. Pull your mat to lift your heart further up. Woo, you get a little traction. Press the tops of your shoulders down. Press the back of your head into the mat. Say something. Make sure you can still speak. I can speak. Lift your hips. And exhale, come on down. Okay, just for fun. Just for fun. This is totally just for fun. You can either do what we just did or take your hands, bring your hands underneath your feet. So my heels kind of in the center of my palm. You're going to have to pull your shoulders down a little bit. From here, press the tops of your shoulders down, press your feet down, and lift your chest. Press the back of your head down, press your heels into your hands, coil your chest up. One more breath. And exhale, slowly come on down. Bring your knees together for a moment, hands to your belly, and take a slow breath in. Let things settle. Take your right arm up, roll over onto your right side, and come all the way up to sit. Go ahead and bring your hands forward, step back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, pull the tops of your thighs back. Little reset here. Walk your feet and your hands towards each other. Soften your knees, bring your hands to your hips. Lift your shoulders, rise all the way up to stand. All right. Let the blood settle, let your body weight settle. And bring your right elbow to your right hip. So dancer's pose, so the palm is facing up. Transfer the weight into the left leg, bend the right knee, hold on to the inside of the right foot, and then hug the leg back in. Knit the low belly in and up. And now with your foot in your hand, first draw the shoulder back and then slightly down. So we're feeling again that loop of the shoulder. Take your left arm up. From here, kick your foot back to take your arm bone back as far as it'll go. And then start to take the toes up and hinge forward from your pelvis. Squeeze the knee in. And as you kick your foot into your hand, feel that beautiful stretch through the front of your chest. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Press your foot into your hand. And then inhale and slowly come on back out. Stand, give yourself a little shake. Let go. Left elbow. Bend the left knee, hold on to the inside of the foot. Hug in first. I keep a bend in my standing leg. Okay, bring your attention to your shoulder. Move the shoulder back and then down. Take the right arm up. Kick the foot into the hand. Use that to take the arm back a little bit more. And then toes are going to go up. Toes go up, but keep the shoulder sliding down. Hinge forward from your hips. Breathe into the space across your chest. One more breath. And then slowly come on back up. Hands down. Let's do it one more time each side. Right arm out. Hold on to the inside of the foot. Mark the shoulder, draw the shoulder back and down, and then start to kick the foot into your hand. Connie, let's see what your hand is doing. Yeah, okay. Yep. Feel that beautiful stretch across the right side of your chest. You can let the right shoulder float back. Yeah, nice, Jade. Yep. And then stretch, kick the foot into the hand to the foot for last 3. Nice, last 2. Last 1, come on out. Yeah, falling just makes you sexier. All right, second side. Let's not delay. Go ahead and take the left elbow out. Hold on to the inside of the foot. So bring yourself right here. Arm floats up, shoulder rolls back and down. Kick the foot into the hand. Squeeze the knee in a little bit more. Squeeze the knee in, squeeze the knee in. Kick it back, kick it back, kick it back. Last 5, 4. That's it. Lovely. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, everybody. Come on out. Fantastic. All right. Good. Let's take a look at shoulder stand. So I'm just going to set up my little thing here so you guys can see, hopefully, a little bit better. All right. So many of you have seen this. Here we go already. But anal retentive about the props. So we're going to use a strap. We're going to use 2 blocks if you have them and don't have blankets, or else we're going to use blankets. So from here, I have my blankies. I bring them pretty close. So you notice that I have folded them in quite a particular way. So I have the rounded edges towards the edge of my mat here, right? So I'm making a real strong stack, and I'm actually going to grab another blankie and a washcloth. So I stack them. Oh, look at that. It's a thing of beauty, okay? It's like this beautiful little lip. You have the option, you can either take the top end of the blanket down and make a little bridge here. This can be a nice way to do it, or you could use your washcloth. What I'm trying to do is avoiding having my head on a sticky mat, because if my head is on a sticky mat and I push up and my head wants to slide, then it gets stuck and my neck gets crunched. So that's why it's good to have something that can slide here. Because I want as much height as possible for me and my blankets, I like a lot of height for my neck. I'm going to use a washcloth. So I just put this down here. That's all. All right. It might take some little trial and error here to get yourself set up. You are going to have your strap nearby. It should already be the right length. But I basically am the length of my body, right? So the length of my torso. So when I sit down, I want my shoulders to be a couple of inches from the edge, because when I push myself up, my shoulders are going to roll over. So if I'm too close to the edge, I'm going to roll off. So you need to have a couple of inches. I'm going to put a block underneath my pelvis, just so I have a little bit of support here. Well, that's better, right? So this is pretty good. And my neck, I have lots of space for my neck. So in shoulder stand, because we're on our shoulders, the reason we have these blankets here is so that the neck can maintain its natural curve. So I'm not completely tucking my chin into my chest and overstretching the back of my neck. A little stretch is quite nice actually for us, but we don't want to overdo it. All right, I have my strap nearby. Just watch me once. I'm basically going to do bridge at the wall. So I press my arm bones down. Now remember, if I press my elbows down, it hikes my shoulders up. So I don't want to do that. I want to press the tops of my shoulders down because I want my chest to lift. Here's this armpit chest thing again, right? This is really lifting up. Okay, I'll dig my heels into the wall and use the strength of the back of my legs to lift my hips, right? Now I want to check in with the back of my head. I press the back of my head down. Yep, my neck is free. And then I'm going to lift up, tuck both of my arms into my strap and bring my strap above my elbows, right? I like to walk my elbows in just a tiny bit. And then from here, as I press my shoulders down, I lift my heart up. Now you can use your hands, walk your hands as far down your back as you can. If you can, get them by your ribs, and that's going to help you lift everything up. Whoa. Notice I've come onto my toes here, right? This will give me a little bit more space. And lift one leg up, lift the other leg up, squeeze the feet together. right? I can still talk here. My neck is still free. I squeeze everything in, right? So most of us wind up a little bit like this, and that's okay. You can do kind of a half shoulder stand here. So my hips are resting in my hands and I have more space because I don't have much pressure in my shoulder. But eventually, we're going to bring the hips in and the feet back. When you're ready to come out, you bring your toes to the wall, lower your hips a little bit, move the strap out, put it aside, come on down. And then what we'll do is scoop back. So notice my shoulders, come off the mat onto the floor. And then I have this nice little open heart space here. And we'll rest. Okay. So let's give it a try. Your setup is what's important here. Yeah, Melinda, I love those blankets. Those are great. Yeah, Connie, you're going to need wider blankets because your shoulders, I think you're going to need those blankets to be a little wider because if they're too narrow, your shoulders are going to fall off of them. Okay. So everybody gets set up on your setup here and check. Your shoulders want to be on the high part with a couple of inches to spare. Okay. And your strap is nearby. And your bum is pretty darn close to the wall. It's pretty much at the wall and your legs are up the wall. Okay. And once you've got that, yeah, that's better, Connie. And then once you've got that, press the tops of your arm bones down so that your heart lifts a little bit. Good. So really press the shoulders down. And then go ahead, bring your feet to the wall, kick your heels into the floor, stick your heels into the floor and use that to hoist your hips up. Yeah, take your time if you need to. Good. And then slide both of your elbows into your strap above your elbow. Bring your hands to the back of your pelvis. Now you could just let your pelvis sit in your hands like this and stretch your legs. That would be like a half shoulder stand. That's fine. If you're doing full shoulder stand, then you're going to pull your hips up and get your hips over your shoulders. So you might need to come onto your toes. Nice, Joel. Yeah. I know, Charlie. It's a process. That's all good. Yeah, and then maybe bring one leg up at a time. Good. Yeah, that's it, Lorraine. And then you'll pull your hips in. Nice, Trisha. You're just a little far from the wall, but that's totally fine. Good. Nice, Connie. Press those elbows down. Do you have your strap on? No. It'll just help you. I'm sorry. It'll just help you to hold your elbows in. Good. Yep. Good. And Melinda, keep pulling your hips in, up. Yeah. And get your hands a little lower if you can. That's it. Yeah. Nice, Joanna. Great. And then keep pulling your hips up. Squeeze your outer hips in and reach through your feet. Yeah. That's it, April. You can start with your hips and your hands too, just to find that and squeeze your legs together and then start to hoist them up. All right. There you go, Charlie. Good. Look towards your toes. If you've been up there for a while and you're ready, yeah, Connie, yeah, then you can slowly start to come down with control. Charlie, you're welcome to stay up there for another minute or so. Relax your throat. Let your head be heavy, your eyes soft. Good. Yeah, and when you're ready and there's no rush, you'll come back, bring your shoulders onto the mat, off your blankets. And so the blankets are just supporting the heart. Yeah, it's really just a nice way to get a restorative heart opener. Move your legs up the wall, a nice passive inversion. Yeah, Beth, if you're happy there, Baddha Konasana is great too. It's all good. Yep. Again, letting things settle. Equanimity. The Bhagavad Gita tells us that skill and it's equanimity, success, failure, all of it. It's that we have the space to hold. Human experience is about all of it. Let your heart be soft. Two more slow breaths. And then as you're ready, bend your knees, draw your knees into your chest. Roll over onto one side and then come into down dog. And this is just a nice, easy way to release the back of your neck. And very gently turn your head from side to side. Release your jaw. Yep. Let your eyes be nice and soft. Beautiful. Lower your knees and come into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And let's bring the right shin in front. You're welcome to sit on one of your blankets, your blocks, so that both sitting bones can be even and the knees can feel relaxed. From here, inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, twist to the right. And this is nice and easy. Drop the shoulders, lift a little bit more through the back of your neck. And keep the left hip nice and heavy as you inhale and exhale, revolve. One more time, inhale in and exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Option one, staying in Sukhasana, hinge forward. It's a nice little stretch for the hips. Option two is to stack the shin so you can sneak the top shin on top of the left shin. And then same thing, hinge forward, lengthen your spine. For the first couple of breaths, stay a little brighter through your chest so you find the length, and then you can let your body round. Keep the back of your pelvis nice and heavy and breathe into the back space of your body. You can bring your forehead on blocks or your hands. And again, relax your face. So in this forward fold position, no one can see your face. And you can let the skin of your face just sort of melt towards the floor. Take another deep breath. And exhale, let it go. Use your hands, slowly come all the way up to sit. Stretch your legs out, give them a little shake. And then change the crossing of your shins, so left shin in front. As you inhale, lift. As you exhale, revolve to the left. Keep the right hip nice and heavy. Drop the shoulders. One more inhale. And twist as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And same thing as before, either hinge forward right from there or stack your shins. Lift and lengthen. Hinge forward. And then for the first couple of breaths, keep a little brightness through your chest. Get heavy through the back of your pelvis. And on your next exhale, let your body round. Take one more breath in. Exhale out. Sitting bones down, roll up through the sides of your waist. Lean back, unravel your legs, and give them a little shake. And then coming to a comfortable seat, could be cross-legged or sitting on your shins. Sit up nice and tall through your spine. So anchor the pelvis down. Find a little lift. So at the end of your exhale, if we inhale in, And then exhale all the way out. You'll feel a little lift through your pelvic floor and the subtlest drawing in of your low belly. So keep that feeling of containment, like not letting the bottom fall out as you lengthen through the spine, and tuck the chin ever so slightly. It's like a little capping at the top of your spine. Bring your left thumb and forefinger to touch. And bring your index and middle finger in and bring your pincher grip to the sides of your nose. If you feel congested today, you can also just use your hands and imagine your hands as your nostrils. But otherwise, we'll do Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So first, nice even breath. Inhale through both nostrils. Drop your shoulders, soften your face as you exhale. Again, feel that little lift through the pelvic floor. Inhaling again. Exhaling out. Close and block the right nostril. This time, inhale through the left. Close and block both and tuck your chin just a little to get longer through the back of your neck. And then release the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And this little pause again, draw your chin down just a little to lengthen the back of your neck. And then exhale through the left. So that's one round. Inhale through the left. Close, block, and pause. Little chin tuck. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close, block, little chin tuck. Exhale through the left. Continue at your own pace. If this ever feels like a little too much or claustrophobic, just let your hand go and imagine the breath moving in and out, side to side. And then if that little pause in the center is feeling comfortable to you, keep that little chin tuck in the pause and kind of hang out in that suspension after your inhale for just a moment in that beautiful stillness between sides. After your next exhale through the left side, you can let the right hand go and come into Yana Mudra with both hands. Letting the breath just be easy. It might be very subtle now. Again, finding that little lift through the pelvic floor and the slight tuck of your chin so that you feel both ends of your spine just lovingly hugged. And visualize a soft white light in the base of your pelvis, bottom of your spine. As you inhale, visualize that light traveling all the way up to the top of your spine at the third eye point. And then as you exhale, visualize that light traveling down the back of your spine, all the way to the bottom. So it makes this beautiful little circle. As you inhale, the light moves up the spine, up the front of the spine. As you exhale, it moves down the back. Drawing our attention to our own center, the light inside of Sushumna Nadi. On your next inhale, visualize that light traveling up to the top of your spine, the third eye point, just behind the eyes. And this time, let that light stay there. So there's just this beautiful, soft, white, glowing light about 2 inches behind the center of your forehead. As you visualize that light there, you can internally hear the mantra, Om. It's this repetition of Om. And then stay in that feeling, the presence of your own awareness. Allow the visualization and the mantra, let them go and just sit in that beautiful space. If your mind becomes distracted, you can bring the visualization and the mantra back in. Otherwise, just relax into the spaciousness of your own presence. And take a slow breath in, part your lips, light exhale through your mouth. And come on to back for Shavasana. And nice and slow, begin to deepen your breath. Move your fingers, move your toes. Draw your knees into your chest, roll to one side, and come back up and into a comfortable seat. Bring your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your left. And feel the beautiful space that you have within you and around you to hold with sweetness all the experience, all the feelings, all the thoughts. And we can witness our experience from this place with just a bit more benevolence and compassion. So there's room for us to be fully alive, fully human. First, take a deep breath in and exhale out. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart and bring the light of your heart up to the third eye point for clarity in our minds. And bring your thumbs to your lips. Almost feel that energy move like down your throat. So clarity of expression. And bring your thumbs again back to your heart as a remembrance of our connection to this big light that is within us. Namaste. So wonderful to see you all. Have a beautiful, wonderful weekend. Bye, April. Nice to see you. If you have any questions, then please feel free to hang out. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week.
Rachel.
Bye, Lorena.
Thanks, Rachel.
Bye, Trisha.
Thank you, Rachel.
Bye, Julia. Bye, Joanna.
Thank you, Rachel. Have a good weekend.
Two.
Thanks, Rachel.
I have two questions.
Great.
Okay, first one is about a Sphinx pose. I'm not sure. This is a kind of confusing movement also because first we have this, opening I asked already something similar, opening the shoulder blades, but also kind of melting the chest. And I'm not sure if we push with our pelvis and our thighs down to the floor, and that's how we get this feeling in the lower back, no? So this is like the effort. What's the effort exactly in this pose?
Yeah, usually, well, the movement of the pelvis and the thighs down is usually just so that you get this little tuck here, just a tiny bit, so that the back bend doesn't go so into the lower back, right? So that's why we lengthen the tailbone and keep the pelvis pressing down so they stay nice and strong. But that's so that the lumbar is a little bit more protected. And then the effort is actually more from the forearms. As I think about the forearms dragging back, that allows me to pull my chest through. So that would be where I feel, and the shoulder blades are squeezing together a bit more. So there is a feeling of really moving into the upper back in Sphinx.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. And my other question is a bit of handstand. I'm not sure if it's correct to ask here.
Sure.
But when we do the bunny jumps, I'm not sure how to call them, but you basically jump with your hands like this, and you just bring your hips up at the same level of your shoulders and your wrists. And even I can hold sometimes my handstand. These bunny jumps, it seems to be impossible for me. It's like my hips are not going up somehow. Like it's like something so weird. And I'm not sure if there is any drill or advice. How can I go through this kind of fear?
Yes, do it at the wall first. So what you can do at the wall, let me just grab this guy again. Let me just log this back in. Okay. No audio. Okay. Wait. So one thing you can do, if you can see me, can you guys see me okay? Is it's all about getting the hips up, right? So as you're getting so if you do it at the wall, what you can think about doing is getting your butt to the wall rather than your feet. So let me see. Yeah, you can see me here. So I bring my bum to the wall, boop, right? And then come down. And then bring my bum to the wall, boop, and then down, right? And then you can start to get the feeling of the hips going up a little bit more because the wall is there and you know that you won't go over. But I find that hips can help get your body a little bit more acclimated to, I need a breath.
Sorry, I'm making you do this.
No, it's great. It's good for me. It can help get your body used to, because otherwise it feels scary, right? And so it can help your hips start to find the plumb line of being there.
So we'll be just a lot of wall until I feel ready to leave the wall.
Yeah, for sure. And then do it outside in the grass. I tell people this, I get terrified by handstand. Like my body still remembers falling over, so it doesn't want to jump up. But if I go in the grass and I can fall over a few times and and it doesn't hurt, then your body will start to go, okay, that's where it needs to be. But I find that's helpful.
Okay. Thank you so much for all the classes, Rachel. I really enjoyed them. And maybe see you again.
Okay. I'm so glad you could make it. It's so fun.
Thank you. Bye.
I have a question, Rachel.
Yeah, Tony.
You've mentioned the plumb line before, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah. When do I mention that? I'm trying to think of a context.
You did give me a cue. I think it was in Headstand. And you said to connect to my plumb line, and I just don't know what that means.
You're like, what is that? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's if I'm in Tadasana, it's ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, neck.
Okay.
So it's the center line, because oftentimes we're a little off of it, in some way. And so it's saying like, okay, so can we squeeze whatever sticky outy bits in? Can we pull them to the center? So
okay.
That would be
kind of like when you said the chin tuck and the pelvis when we were doing the seated meditation, right? Like that would be the okay.
That's perfect. A little of axial extension. So I'm taking the curves out a little bit. Usually it's just because our curves are a little too wonky. I can't do it with my hands. But yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Awesome class.
Nice to see you. Good weekend. All right. Any other questions? Hi, Con. Good. Erica, how was watching?
It was wonderful. Yes, very revealing, seeing anyone. Yeah, no, it's really nice. I recommend it, definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad you could watch. Yeah. All right, you guys, we'll have a beautiful weekend. Good to see you.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. Bye.